I didn't demand explanations. I didn't shout or cry. I simply turned and walked away. No farewell. No closure. Just silence. She thought I would hold on, that I'd cling to hope, plead for understanding, or even fight for her. She believed she held all the power. But instead, I vanished. And now she's the one searching for me, drowning in sorrow and regret. Yet the man she's chasing no longer exists. The signs were always there. Late nights at the office. Guarding her phone like it held state secrets. Smiles that faded too fast to be real. I noticed it all. But I chose to trust her, until one night shattered that trust beyond repair. She was in the shower when her phone lit up. A message appeared. I can't stop thinking about last night. When can I see you again? Those words hit me like a blade. My hands clenched, my chest tightened, but I remained calm. I didn't scream. I didn't accuse. I sat there in silence, staring at the undeniable proof that the woman I loved had already given herself to someone else. And in that moment, I made a decision. I wouldn't beg. I wouldn't fight for someone who chose to betray me. That night, while she slept peacefully beside me, content in her deceit, I quietly gathered my belongings. No noise. No confrontation. She had no idea that while she dreamed, her world was about to fall apart. I stood at the edge of the bed for a moment, just watching her. This woman, who once held my entire heart. The woman I believed could never hurt me. But she had. And now I was going to do what she never saw coming. I would walk away first. No screaming. No emotional farewell. Just quiet determination. I moved through the room with purpose, taking only what I needed. I left behind the gifts she gave me, the photos, the memories. None of it mattered anymore. With my bag over my shoulder and the keys in my hand, I paused at the front door. Not out of hesitation, but because I knew this moment would haunt her forever. I breathed in deeply and left. By morning, I was gone. She likely woke expecting a normal day. Maybe she stretched, checked her phone, smiled at another message from the man she chose over me. But then she reached for the other side of the bed. Cold. Empty. Something was off. She sat up slowly, her brow furrowed. Her eyes scanned the room, half the closet bare, the nightstand empty, my keys missing. That's when it hit her. Her heart started racing. Panic bubbled to the surface. She called me straight to voicemail. Again and again. No answer. Then came the texts. Where are you? What's going on? Why aren't you answering? But I stayed silent. And in that silence, the truth finally settled in. I wasn't upset. I wasn't angry. I was gone. For the first time, she was the one left behind. At first, she told herself, I just needed space. That I'd cool down and come back. But hours turned into days. Days stretched into weeks. And her certainty began to crumble. The truth hit like a storm. I wasn't coming back. She kept calling. I never picked up. She kept texting. I never replied. Her messages shifted from confusion. Can we talk? Let me explain. To frustration. This isn't fair. Say something. Then finally, desperation. I messed up. Please just respond. I miss you. I miss us. But no matter what she said, it was met with the same silence. She reached out to friends. Search my socials. Return to places we used to visit. Has he said anything about me? Please, if you know where he is. But no one could help. Because I had erased myself from her world. The harder she searched, the deeper the truth cut. She had lost me. For good. Now she was the one haunted. Drowning in what-ifs. Convinced that if she could just find me, maybe she could fix this. Then one evening it happened. I was sitting in a quiet, elegant cafe, sipping coffee, at peace in a life I had rebuilt, stronger, wiser, unshakable. A sudden gasp broke my thoughts. I looked up. There she was, frozen at the doorway. Our eyes locked. She looked different, but not like me. I had healed. She had crumbled. The confidence she once wore so boldly was gone, replaced with trembling hesitation. Her face, once glowing with pride, now wore the weight of remorse. Slowly, she walked toward me. "It's you," she whispered. "I never thought I'd see you again."
I didn't react.
No surprise. No anger. No emotion. That chapter of my life was over. She gripped the back of the chair across from me, as if steadying herself. "Can we talk?" she asked, voice shaking. "Please." I sipped my coffee. Let the silence stretch. Then I spoke, calm and measured. "What's there to say?" Her breath caught. She expected rage, maybe pain, but she wasn't ready for indifference. That's when she realized she hadn't just lost me. She'd lost all of me. She sat, her hands trembling as they clutched the table. "I've been looking for you," she murmured. I nodded. "I know." Her brow furrowed. "You knew." "Of course. I just didn't care." That hit harder than any scream ever could. She blinked, her lips parting as if to respond, but nothing came. She understood now. It wasn't about me leaving. It was about never looking back. "I made a terrible mistake," she whispered. "I thought I wanted something else. I was so wrong." I leaned in slightly. "So, why are you here? Because you regret losing me? Or because the life you chose didn't work out?" Her silence answered for her. I shook my head with a quiet chuckle. "That's what I thought." She reached across the table, grasping for my hand. "Please," she pleaded, "give me a chance to make this right." I looked at her hand, then her face. "There's nothing left to fix." Tears brimmed in her eyes. "So that's it," she whispered. "You're really done with me?" I stood slowly, adjusting my jacket, my voice steady, final. I was done the moment I walked away. Her expression shattered. She had spent months telling herself that if she just found me, if she said the right words, I'd come back. But now she saw the truth. Nothing she said could change this. She threw me away, and now she'd live with the consequences. "I don't know how to live with this," she whispered through her tears. I met her eyes one last time. "Then maybe you shouldn't have let me go." She flinched at those words, but it was too late. I turned and walked toward the exit, never looking back. She could chase me in memories, relive her mistakes, drown in regret, but she would never have me again. She once held all the power. Now it was mine. She remained in that chair long after I was gone. The cafe moved on, people laughing, glasses clinking, life going on. But she stayed frozen in the moment she truly lost me. Staring at the empty chair across from her, a single tear slid down her cheek. Not just for me, but for the version of herself she lost when she had me. She'd never get that back. Outside, the air was cool, the sky turning gold. I felt light. I had said nothing cruel, wasted no rage, and carried no burden. I had simply moved on. That was the justice she never saw coming. Because some people don't regret losing you. They regret losing the life they had with you. And once you understand that, you'll never turn back either.